Ladies and gentlemen, now yesterday this lucky duck right here managed to get his hands on a 6-star version of Punisher 2099, and I feel like Punisher 2099 is one of those champions that you kind of forget is in the game until he pops up in the crystal, and then I think most people have the same reaction of like, oh, you know, I really didn't want that. There are a lot more champions in this game that are much better than Punisher 2099, but in all fairness, it has been about 18 months since I've, visited and talked about this champion. He was released around the same month in 2017 as Carnage, and that month was such a flop. Like, initial Carnage debut, man, was horrible, and this lad, I remember him just being like a really, really big wet noodle until you got to 100 battery, but I feel like it takes a while to get to 100 battery, so I've kind of had a bit of a look at the abilities this morning, but we're just going to jump into some gameplay, lads. Let's level him up, and we're going to start off in a bit of Act 5, just to warm this boy up a little bit, and then if it's all going well, I might try a little bit of Act 6 gameplay as well, but I don't know if that's a little bit too ambitious. But you know, we're gonna have a fun time today, man. We'll go into the final chapter of Act 5. I'm gonna start off with a full mutant team because I was having a bit of a look at his synergies, and his synergies, they don't seem like hugely beneficial. I believe these were actually some of the first unique synergies, if not the first unique synergies in the game. So they're very, very weak in comparison, but the Thor one allows you to use his first use of the nanotech battery is immediately recharged, so that is essentially free nanotech usage there, which for certain pieces of utility can be okay, but it's only a one-time thing. Punisher starts with 20% power meter, again a nice little bonus, but nothing too big there, and Captain America starts with 15% additional battery charge, so nothing like hugely game-changing in the synergies, kind of small advantages to get into the fight, but nothing really, really huge when it gets deep into the fight. But also, one of the things that this lad does have is a synergy he got last year with Red Skull, which does increase like debuff duration for his heal block, power lock, and I think the armor break off the special too as well, by I think it's about 50%, so you can get a little bit more out of those mechanics of Red Skull, but they're all fairly short duration, so it's not the most game-changing synergy, but it's certainly a little nice bonus to help out there. So I think we're going to start in the Vigor path in Act 5 here for Punisher 2099, and then see if he's doing okay. We're going to jump into a little bit of Act 6 as well, probably the Ghost chapter. There should be some interesting matchups for him at the start of that, so we'll see how he does here, man. We'll see how he does here, but we're just trying to get to 100 battery so we can enter the overcharge mode, kind of get the double attack bonus, and also, what is it, reduce Yellow Jacket's power gain by its like 90%, man. It's absolutely mad when it triggers, so I think we'll fire that off there, and hopefully we can dash back and go for it now. Right, are we in the overcharge mode? I think we are in the overcharge mode, yep. So you can see, as long as we're in an overcharge, man, he gains 90% less power when we hit him, so we can just beat the crap out of him and not have to worry about those specials. And I guess one thing to bear in mind as well, when it comes to Punisher 2099, the hit counter, because the special one has like so many different hits to it, I think it's like a combined total of like 8 or 9 or something like that. I'll look exactly on the next fight. It does feel a little bit inflated there as well. So that's something just to keep in mind. Also, one of the slight pros of Punisher 2099 is he does have one of the higher block proficiencies in the game, at like a base of 68%, so yeah, that's really, really nice for the champion. But again, that's maybe one of the very few pros when it comes to this character, because he does still feel like a bit of a noodle, mate, a bit of a noodle. But here, now we're on the Vigor path. As soon as that regeneration triggers, I think it's like 10 battery that gets consumed. Oh no, it's 20 battery to heal block it. So yeah, it makes getting into that overcharge phase a little bit more tricky here, but certainly helps to mitigate some of the regeneration. So it's a very nice little bonus to have. Right, let's see if we can bait out the special too. Come on. Dude, this guy does not want to throw a special too. Let's go, mate. Come on. There we go. Got to have him eventually. Alright, let's go in for another 5 combo. If we can whittle him down to 50% before that next figure, it's really going to help with the damage output, man, or else some battery's just going to be consumed. Oh, no, we were so close, man. So close there, but, you know, it is what it is, boys. Right, let's wait for another combo. Bait that one out, just so our battery has plenty of time to all go in from the special one effect, and we're not overlapping there. Right, this actually might be enough to push him below 25%. Oh, damn, really close, man. Again, another 20 battery just down the drain there, mate, which is unfortunate. But the heal block, I guess, is additionally useful for Green Goblin, as it gets rid of some of that madness healing as well. Alright, let's fire that one off. There we go. So, in all fairness, man, that was a pretty long fight on Green Goblin. And it's crazy, because I think one of the last videos I did taking this path, man, I used my, like, 4-star rank 3 thing, and he just killed everything in, like, 20 hits. But, I guess the hits are a little bit inflated, man. A little bit inflated with Punisher, but still, you know, not having the best performance from a 6-star champion in terms of damage. But that's, you know, not really what this character's about. He's about utility, very subpar utility for a lot of it. So, I don't know, man. I just feel like Punisher 2099 is a little bit of a miss, and I don't think that if all his utility, like, didn't consume battery, then he might be a fair bit better, but the fact that it does, it just, like, gimps his damage output so much that it's really annoying, man. I feel like they just need to make a fair few adjustments to Punisher 2099, or kind of take him back to the drawing board and figure out what they want to do with all of his charges and battery mechanics, because, you know, in comparison to the utility that some top characters have, if we're looking at, like, the Beyond God tier champions, and the utility that they have without having a massive penalty on their damage as well, and without taking, you know, a fair few special ones to get to 100 battery, it's just, you know, he's just so comparatively lacking. But still, I really like his animations, man. I've always quite liked his animations, especially the special attacks. They feel really, really fun to fire off. Let's see if maybe on this one we can get to special 2. Might wanna go for that. The special 2 has a bit of an armor break. That you can consume battery to get even more damage off. I think we'll maybe jump into it. We'll do a couple of the mutant matchups after this, and then maybe jump into a little bit of Act 6, man. See if we can open up this lad a bit more. Don't think we're gonna get to a special 2 on this one. And you can see, you know, we're just about to hit, like, every single fight has the very common theme of we're just about to end the fight, and then we're very close to hitting 100 battery. So it is, you know, he needs to start, if he started off with, like, 80, 90 battery, I think that would be a vast improvement. So if it may be like 85 battery, so you just throw, like, one special one, and then you're immediately in that overcharge phase, that would make the champion, like, significantly better. But he starts with 25 battery unawakened, and if you have the champion awakened, then he starts with 40 battery. So it's a little bit of a bonus, man. One less special one before you enter 100 battery there. See, in this Wolverine matchup, he's just spamming the heal block there, so we need to keep our battery up if we want to maintain that. But, you know, it's nice, but it's not, you know, an absolute infinite heal block, because you just need to keep on. Well, maybe if you're playing fairly aggressively with a special one, it can be an almost infinite heal block there. I suppose if you got the Red Skull synergy as well, that's going to help out a fair bit in matchups like that. So yeah, there we go. Wolverine down, 71 hits. Still, you know, a fair amount. Even factoring in all the additional hits from the special one, that's still about, like, 40 to 50 hit range. I need to actually count how many hits are on that special one. I got 65k x23 here. But he doesn't feel like the absolute wettest noodle in the world. He just needs a little bit more love, man. I think, thinking about this champion more in the matchups that I'm playing, I think if he started with, like, 80 battery unawakened and, like, 95 battery awakened, that would be a great way to make this champion, like, substantially more viable in a lot of matchups. Because I think the biggest con is just, you know, fairly immediately running into battery problems. Right, we're on 34, we fire that off, and we go up to 43. So it's a total of 9 hits, actually, on the special one. Yeah, fair few there, mate, fair few. Alright, let's go for another one. But I enjoyed those matchups, man, mainly because we had the class advantage, I suppose, is one of the big reasons there. But Wolverine X23 is down, and I think what we'll do now, lads, because this stuff, you know, it's fairly straightforward, a bit of slap and tickle. We haven't really had a chance to open this lad up. So let's dive into a bit of Act 6, man. Let's go for the third chapter here. Because of his projectile attacks, I think he'll be fairly decent, and I need to take my Wolverine out. So let's bring in 5-star Red Skull, and I'll just show you the synergy as well for Punisher 2099 here. So duration of heal block, armor break, and power lock debuffs are increased by 50%. So yeah, nice little bonus there. Have obviously lost a bit of crit removing Wolverine, but hopefully he's still going to be, you know, all right. We'll find out soon enough. But we've got some class advantage matchups. We've got an Old Man Logan. We got Deadpool as well. I don't know how he interacts with Old Man Logan's regeneration. I think because it's just a passive, he's not going to block it, which is actually probably quite good for us. So yeah, definitely take that one, mate. I feel like at some point I need to find an excuse to use a special 2 just for a bit of fun. And his special 3 also has what was it? It can consume 50 battery and apply like a minus 90% power gain for 10 seconds. But the thing is, with all that battery, mate, you're just better off going for the special 1, entering overdrive, because then you can have the minus 90%, you know, power lock for a substantially longer time if you can keep it up as well. So yeah, it just seems like a bit of a better option to go for. Right, I think I'm gonna get him up a little bit more, just so he's close to another special 1. We can stay at 100 overdrive. There we go, that's going to push us up there. Let's wait for 1 stack of weakness to fall off, and now we can get stuck in, lads. So as the battery goes down, so does his attack, and you can use the special 1 to keep it up. But here, I'm going to try and do like an Assassin's Range special 2. For a bit of fun, but we do have minus 50% attack here as well because of the node. Hey, that wasn't... I mean, we did get tagged in the middle, man, but that didn't feel like the absolute worst fight in the world against Old Man Logan. 95 hits, mate. 95 hits. We'll take it. And let's move on to a bit of vision here. I don't know, I'm in a bit of an odd way, man. I'm gradually like warming up to Punisher 2099 the more I play this champion. But I feel like if he started at 80 battery, that would just be an absolute game changer for the character and just make him so much more viable in a lot of matchups and scenarios, because you'd be able to start off matches with a lot more utility at your disposal, and you'd be able to enter a phase of good damage quite quickly. I feel for a lot of higher tier stuff that's really needed. So yeah, devs, if you're watching, please buff him up to start 80 battery and 95 awakened. That would be a great time. Alright, I'm just trying to play around this node as well, because this is the one, if you're close to the enemy, you get minus 10% attack, but if you're far away, then it drops off. So I'm trying to make sure that when we go to our ultimate mode, that we've got no stacks of that weakness debuff, so we can just get in and nuke this vision. There we go, mate. Let's see what we can do. That damage, 100 battery, man. It's a good time. It's a decent time at 100. Right, let's go for another one of these, mate. Get the battery back up. But yeah, you really want to make sure when you're pushing to 100 battery, because again, as your battery goes down, so does your attack as well. Make sure that you are in a place to sustain it. But this node makes it even more annoying to fight around. So you're like minus 40% attack here, man. So that's a little bit annoying. Maybe try and finish this one with a glorious special 2 as well. Right, let's see what we can do here, man. Hopefully this is going to be enough to get it sorted. Hey, not the worst, mate. Not the worst. We'll take that one. And right, that's Vision Age of Ultron down. 115 hits. You know, we had a fair few special ones there, man. It was probably more like around the 90 hit region, I would assume. And then we've got a bit of Deadpool to deal with next. So we've got long distance relationship. Let's see how this one turns out, man. The regeneration block should only trigger at 15%, but it's really good because Deadpool's regeneration is so big and bursty. to have that there. And I think for the big bursty regenerations, it's a very nice little mechanic. So yeah, as I was saying, for the big bursty regenerations, I think it's a really nice mechanic. For some of the smaller ones, like maybe Wolverine and X23 on your average fight, maybe it's consuming a little bit too much battery. Let's see what we can do against this Deadpool. I want to get very close to another, like, so I can do back-to-back special ones, because we're getting relatively close to overdrive now, so we'll see what we can pull off here. But also he gains, providing the opponent doesn't have any buffs, he's going to gain 6 battery every, I think it's 5 seconds. There we go, we're in a fairly good spot now, lads. Push that overdrive again, so as long as you got that battery, man, it's just not decaying once you get to 100. But if you don't have battery, then it's just gonna gradually decay, as you can see now. Also, as soon as we go a little bit lower and he gets to 15%, it's instantly going to consume 20% battery, but we've also got minus 60% attack because of the super fun node. Right, minus 70% attack. We're hitting like nothing at the moment, man, if we were to go in. Let's go, come on, I just need to get another stack down. Yeah, that should be alright. Just keep a bit of battery flowing. There we go, we can apply the heal block. Oh, it's actually 20% instead of 15%. Right, not too bad. Right, let's fire that off, finish that match up. Yeah, you know, I don't know. It's certainly a bit of an interesting one, man. I don't think Punisher 2099 is absolute useless trash. He's just comparatively very lacking in, you know, when you have a look at some of the top tier characters and what they can do. But I feel like with a few small adjustments to the way that his battery functions, and a few tweakings of the number there, he's not like super far off being like a much more useful and viable character in a lot of the game. But anyway, let's jump into a bit of Realm of Legends, see if we can open up this lad a fair bit on Winter Soldier and see how many hits it takes, and kind of what the time of the kill is as well. I'm a little bit curious, because as we discussed earlier, the hit counter can be a bit misleading because of the special one adding on like 9 hits there. So let's quickly go to form the 4 mutant synergy, because the Red Skull one, it's not going to be too useful in this scenario. Let's just go for full additional damage output here, and see how hard this lad is swinging against Winter Soldier. So we're going to try and get to 100 battery and just sustain that if we can. See what we can do. And hopefully we're going to see some fairly nice damage, man. Fairly nice damage as we progress up. It'd be really nice as well, because currently his attack bonus doesn't trigger until you hit 100 battery. But it'd be really nice if the attack bonus was always active and gave you a little bit more attack depending on the battery that you did have. But only at 100 it started decaying. But that would add a little bit more power to Punisher 2099 ramping up. But also mean that when you're not 100 battery, just dealing some better damage. Right, so you should passively, after this, enter 100 battery and go into overdrive, and then we'll use the special one so we can sustain there. And now he's going to have minus 90% reduced power, which is a great time. Right, another 5 combo. We can keep up at that 100 battery, lads. Look at that, slamming in hits here, boys. We getting some 4K mediums. Are those coming back? Yes, please. Right, let's go. And as you're going to see the battery deplete, his damage is just going to go down even more and more because it's all tied to the amount of battery that he has at the moment. They also reduce the decay rate a little bit as well, like halved it. That'd be another thing to buff this champion up a fair bit. Lads, just if any MCOC devs are watching, just like give me access to the servers and just let me buff Punisher 2099. I won't make him OP, I'll just make him like a much better champion. But I feel like the foundation for a decent character is there. Just like values and timings and interactions need to be changed a little bit, and then he could be substantially more interesting, I reckon. But he's doing alright, man. Now we got 200 battery. I don't know what the point is where we just say, you know, we're going to dump the rest of our battery and try and reset. It's maybe around 50, man, that we just save up for a special 2. See if we can get one more special 1. Then the DK is going to set in a fair bit. Oh no, 70 battery, man. That's still a fair bit of additional bonus attack there. As long as our mediums are still over 4k. There we go, mate. Keeping it up, boys. Keeping it up. I feel like at this point as well, we might just stick with the special 1 spam and try and go for the kill. Yeah. Right, let's go for a special 2, mate. If we can. That's maybe the best way to dump it. Or maybe I want to use a special 3 here just to show it off. I guess that'll deplete the rest of my resources there. So we might as well go for an SP3. Let's give it a go, boys. Somebody will be asking for it in the comment section. Let's sort it out. So I don't think we actually gain the bonus effect off the special 3 because you need 50 battery to be consumed, but it just reduces his power gain by a bit as well. Yeah, we didn't get the bonus effect off that, but at least we got a bit of bonus damage off being in the overcharge mode. And then we're back to 0, lads. So let's save up for a special 2 to try and finish this one off. This didn't feel like the most long and grueling kill in the world. And again, the hit counter is a bit artificially inflated as well. Shut that bomb off, get the armor break. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, that armor break really does juice up the damage a fair bit. I think that overdrive mode is still the way to go, man. Still the way to go. That didn't feel like the worst and longest kill in the world, man. That was alright. But still, he suffers from the same problem that a lot of champions do, that there are just better options in the game. But yeah, I don't know, I didn't like, my final thoughts are I didn't hate Punisher 2099 as much as I thought I would. I still fairly enjoyed this video, but I'd love to see this guy get a little bit of love, because I don't think, again, he's not miles off being an incredible champion or significantly more viable. He just needs the numbers looked at, the values, the decay rate, kind of how his utility is being siphoned from the battery, and if a few adjustments were made to this champion, I feel like he could be really, really good, because he's just a little bit meh at the moment. But yeah, I'd love to see a Punisher 2099 buff, man, because I love Punisher. He's one of my favorite characters. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Punisher 2099, do you like him? Do you not like him? If you were to buff Punisher 2099, what would you change about the character? Let me know in the comment section below. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.